I might be entering my thriller horror era.
Also, let me say something that is going to make some people mad. Are you ready?
Hello my bookworms, welcome back to my channel. My name is Sydney and today's video will be my Summerween week-long vlog. So hey, what's up? How are you? I hope you're doing well. Thanks so much for being here and hanging out with me for a little bit. Yet another vlog where I look like this because this is all I wear. Obviously it is crunch time in the house, so that is why we are here looking like this 24/7. And today, guess what I'm doing? Still painting. Today is Saturday, so it's technically day 2 of the readathon, but I worked yesterday and I had to spend the night editing tomorrow's video. But now that that's done, I can focus the rest of the week on getting some pages read, which I will be listening to my first read of the readathon while I paint these walls. For the first book, I am going to be doing the prompt of read a slasher, and I put a poll on my Instagram story for you guys to choose the book for me. It was either Final Girls by Rylee Sager or the Final Girl Support Group. Final Girl Support Group by Grady Hendrix. And Grady Hendrix is definitely winning, so that is what I'm going to be choosing for this first read of the vlog. I read My Best Friend's Exorcism, I think a year and a half ago or something, and I thought that it was okay. I liked the writing style. I just think that the story itself, I kind of have an unpopular opinion about it because I know it's widely loved, and I did enjoy it for like the atmosphere and the vibes. They were really top-notch, very, very cool, but the story itself just wasn't my favorite thing ever. It wasn't as all-encompassing, enthralling as I kind of wanted it to be, but I am excited to try another title by the same author. Hello.
Don't mind me.
So that's what we're going to be doing. Before I actually pop open some paint cans, we're going to go get an afternoon coffee. We need a little pick-me-up, and then I'm gonna come back and start painting and listening.
Look at all those
Chickens. Very neat.
Evening. Let me explain all of that B-roll that you just saw. So I was painting all day. I ended up being able to finish cutting in on all the corners and like sealing in the living room. Oh, don't look at all my dishes that need to be done. Life is hard right now. But I did finish the living room, so tomorrow I will finish the dining room and like front room, and hopefully I can finish rolling all the walls downstairs as well. But we actually had tickets to this little like almost like private exclusive-esque type show at this like outdoor venue that was in our little small part of the city. It was by this company that gets like local artists and puts on like a little intimate show for them, and it was super cute. It was a lot of fun. So we stayed in like our dirty clothes and we parked in our little part of the city and then walked to a brewery, got a little 6-pack of beer, went and got some hot chicken, and then went and saw that show. So it was a lot of fun. It was super cute. And now we are back at home. Very hot, very sweaty, and I'm gonna go shower here in a minute. But I wanted to just kind of like touch base and say, hey, hi. If you're wondering why I'm on my phone, it's because I didn't want my camera sitting in the hot car the whole time that we were, you know, out and about doing all those other things that I just explained. So I left my camera at our new house and I'll use it again tomorrow. But for now, we're on my phone. However, book-wise, Summerween, hello. I started the Final Girl support group by Grady Hendrix, and I am absolutely loving it. Like, entirely so excited to continue. I really, really love Grady Hendrix writing. I'm really glad that I didn't shy away from it because my experience with my best friend's exorcism was just like kind of subpar. I'm really glad that you guys decided that I should read this book over the Rylee Sager book, which I still might read in the future, but again, super happy that this was the choice. Within the first like 10 minutes of the book or something, they mentioned that one of the girls' names is Chrissy, and I immediately was triggered from Stranger Things. If you know, you know. I immediately started singing the I don't like this, Chrissy, wake up, and I needed a minute. And the storyline itself, like it jumped right in. It got super interesting really, really quickly. I think I'm like 42% of the way through, so I'm hoping that I can finish it tomorrow. I think I might start in on another book tonight, one that I can like physically read, but I'm not entirely sure yet. I'll touch base again after I shower because I'm not entirely sure what I want to do with the rest of my evening. It's almost 10 already, so... Oh, but I do have to read one by like night. By like nighttime, dark time. So I don't know, maybe I will start another book. Again, I'll touch base with you. I have no idea what's going on with my life at the moment. So I'm just gonna go like clean up and wash all of the sweat that is caked all over my body, and we will chat later.
He doesn't escape. Okay, go.
Hello, good morning. We are about to head over to the house again so that I can finish up some painting and so that Kayla can continue working on our guest bathroom upstairs. I ended up starting Last House on Needless Street last night, and I got to page like 115, and I am absolutely in love with this book. In the story, we follow our main character, Ted, who is obviously like emotionally and psychologically disturbed in some way or another, or he could just be an alcoholic, but he basically has these blackouts that he has no remembrance of like what's going on. And in his house, the Last House on Needless Street, there is also a teenage girl who isn't allowed to go outside, not after the last time, is what the synopsis says, and a house cat who loves napping and reading the Bible. I literally cannot handle how much I love this cat. The cat's name is Olivia, and she's so funny. It is amazing to have a point of view from this cat. And in this house, there's like all the windows are boarded up, but there's like a quarter size hole in the door that she can see the outside from. And every single day at a certain point, she like rushes over to that hole because there's this like tabby that walks by outside that she's in love with, and she just wants like a glimpse at the other cat. And the commentary from this cat is so funny. She knocks the Bible off the table every day and reads whatever passage it falls open to do her daily devotions, and it's perfect. It is amazing. I can't wait to continue reading this book. There are definitely some eerie things going on though, because obviously there's something going on with the teenage girl that is living in the house, and I have some guesses of what exactly is going on. And there's a new neighbor that just moved in next door, which I don't want to spoil anything, but I'm really excited to see how that continues and what's going to happen with those two storylines when they continue to intersect. But I'm absolutely loving this story. This will be my prompt for like read at night, so I can't read it again until later tonight, which is fine, but I'm a little bit upset because I really want to keep listening to it. However, while I'm painting, I'm going to go back to the Final Girl support group, which I'm also super loving. Super happy that my FOMO got the best of me and I decided to participate in Summerween because I'm reading two phenomenal books right now. So super excited. We're gonna go over to the house and I'll check in later. Okay, hi, we are at the house and we're actually doing a really cute, fun little project before I start painting and before Caleb goes upstairs and does some work on the guest bath. We got some really, really cool wallpaper to put on a wall in our downstairs half bathroom, and we're gonna put it up. So in this bathroom, we have two lights that we're gonna put some wall sconces on, but this back wall, if you're looking, like if you walk into the bathroom, the whole back wall is gonna be this really fun wallpaper that we got.
Oh, there's so much trim to paint still.
Don't I know it? Oh, we got a spider friend in there.
Let me get wallpaper.
Don't put the wallpaper over him. Let him go.
Dude, you gotta get out of here. It's the road.
sanity. 7 days in another country. Every cell screams stay right here, and my legs they freeze as in fear. We got time after this, but I'll need you as my brightest light. Even in the darkest night, you shine so bright. Can someone make this disappear? I'm having a crisis down here. And if I can't see you, I lose my mind. I like to be with you all my time. And I miss you so much, the pain won't stop. It's the only thing I think about, it is a lot.
Hello, we're back at home now, and I'm using my phone again because I'm lazy. I came upstairs to update and I left my camera downstairs. I am not going back downstairs. I just don't care anymore. Today, while painting the walls, I ended up finishing The Final Girl Support Group by Grady Hendrix. So that is book 1 of this readathon done, and I absolutely loved it. I am so freaking stoked about that read. I feel so good about it. It makes me just want to watch slasher movies. It was just a vibe. It was so great. I loved how in between chapters there were little like breakdowns of like different slasher movies that like some of the characters were involved in, and talk about like the franchise and like ethical things about the franchise, and it was just really, really cool. Plus the story itself, I was just super interested the whole time. I don't know if this is considered like a thriller or what exactly it's considered, but I was so locked in. And the fact that our main character, like narrator, was like kind of unreliable. Like there were times where I definitely didn't know if I could trust her. I didn't know if she was actually telling us the truth and all of these things. And that definitely added like another layer of suspense and excitement about the story because, you know, I didn't know where it was going. The plot twists were phenomenal. I just loved it. And I'm so happy that you guys all chose that one for me to read during this readathon. And now I'm like really looking forward to reading more titles by Grady Hendrix, which is super exciting. But until then, I am going to go back to reading Last House on Needless Street because it is nighttime again, and so I can continue to read my nighttime book. And I do work in the morning, so you'll get a break from me painting until Tuesday when I'm back painting again. But yeah, I'm gonna go read and we will check back in later.
Screams, get back home. Every day is so, so long. We got time after this, but I need you.
Hello, I am home from work. It is Monday, day whatever of the readathon, and I just finished The Last House on Needless Street. This book, y'all, was so good. This vlog is going great. I don't know what I would have done if I didn't impulsively join this readathon, because I think I just read 2 5-star books. Hello? Truly though, Last House on Needless Street was really freaking great. We follow a lot of point of views in it, and there honestly isn't too much that I can say without spoiling things. If you've read the book, you will understand that. But if you haven't read the book, then just know that there are multiple point of views that you follow, and some of them are absolutely hilarious, like Olivia the cat. And then there's a point of view called Nighttime. There's a point of view of the sister of the girl who originally went missing early on in the book, and that is a whole other can of worms in the form of a different storyline that you follow. And I just had such a great time with this book. It was like just unsettling enough to make me feel like a little bit creeped out, but it had so much like comic relief with Olivia the cat, while also just following all of these different things going on and trying to piece them together before obviously it's revealed in the book. And there were so many plot twists. Last night when I was reading this book before I went to bed, I had to stop when I had an hour left because I had to go to work in 5 hours. And I knew that if I went to work on 4 hours of sleep, probably less than, probably like 3 hours of sleep, because I know that I wouldn't have been able to fall asleep after finishing the book right away. So I stopped the book with 1 hour remaining, and I was so pissed. I was so angry that I couldn't finish it. But when I was reading it last night, I truly was just like holding my chest and like just waiting for my heart rate to relax. Because obviously at the end, like, it's just like plot twist, plot twist, plot twist. And it was so great. I loved it. The afterword, also in the back of the book, I felt was very, very important. If you read the book, you should definitely stick around for that afterword, but do not read it before you read the book. It says that, and the first sentence of the afterword is like, do not read this if you have not finished the book, because it's a spoiler, and it will literally ruin the book for you. So don't do that, but read it after you read the book, because it was nice, and the book itself was great. I think I'm gonna remember this book, and it's gonna live in my head for a while. I think it was really well done. I really liked it. Okay, it's 5 stars. I am going to maybe pick up the next book in this vlog. Avi's watching me like, what are you doing, Mom? I'm going to go figure out what book I want to read next for this vlog, because for the prompt that was like, read a book with Halloween colors on the title, I was going to read Book Lovers by Emily Henry, because the spine is orange and the suitcases on the front are like yellow. One of them is, at least, I believe. And I mean, those are for sure Halloween colors. But also, I mean, Notes on an Execution is purple, and that's a Halloween color. And also, Final Girls by Rylee Sager, which you guys didn't vote for, just came in on my Libby account. There are a lot of options right now, and I don't know what to choose. So I'm gonna take a second and figure that out, and we'll be back. So I'm not sure if this counts, but I just made a sweet potato vegan gnocchi garlic butter sauce. Sweet potatoes are kind of fall. This could count for my bake or make a sweet fall treat.
Hello, I am in my Summerween basement. We are in my new basement right now. I have my little vanity here that I'm going to be painting. We stopped at the Homewood hardware store this morning, and we got some paint for it. And it's going to be kind of like a dark mauve purpley color. It's going in the downstairs half bathroom, the one with the tiger wallpaper. And it's gonna look so good. I don't know if I told you before, but you know, the background of that tiger wallpaper is kind of like a light pink peachy color. And at the hardware store today, we color matched that color, and we're gonna paint the other walls that color. So it looks like the whole room is that peach color, and then that one wall just has like the really cute tigers on it. You'll see what I mean when it's all done, but that is the idea. And then the vanity is going to be like a complementary, darker, similar color. And on like the drawers and the sides, there's these like little raised accents that I'm going to paint the same color that is the background of the tigers. If you're not following what I'm saying, then you'll see the end result later. But right now I'm taking off all the hardware so that I can, you know, paint the actual drawers and stuff. But that's what I'm doing right now. The last time I updated you on an actual book was that I finished Last House on Needless Street last night, and then I wasn't sure what I was going to be reading next. So I actually went to my patrons and made a poll on like the main Patreon page for them to choose my next read. And ultimately the book that won was Notes on an Execution by Dalya Kufika, which is super exciting. It is my book club pick this month, and it's purple, it's Halloween colors, so I am counting it for that prompt as well for Summerween. I did start it already. I think I'm on page like 30 or something. Right off the bat, I'm loving the writing. I think that the narrator too, I'm listening to it on Libby. I really like the narrator's voice. It's really easy to listen to. And I am just really excited to see what this story is all about. Obviously, it is about a serial killer that is on death row and all of the women that are like entangled in his like gravitational pull. You know what I'm saying? Because there's like a vast majority of women who are like obsessed with serial killers and all of those things. Like, and not obsessed in a way that's like wow, that's super interesting, like so messed up, like in a, like a true crime sort of way. They're like, I would want to have their baby. like to that extent. And I think that the latter is more so what this book is surrounding. So I'm really looking forward to it. I already got kind of a backstory on our main character's like upbringing, and that was difficult to read. There definitely are some trigger warnings in this book, but also the way that it's being written is super solid. I might be entering my thriller horror era. But obviously, since I'm listening to that on audiobook, I'm gonna put that on while I'm painting this dresser, and then I will be going back home and doing some Patreon sprints with some friends around 6 p.m. So I'm gonna try to knock this out, and before I leave, y'all, remember the kitchen floor and how beautiful and dark brown and herringbone and it's stunning. And our other floors in like our living dining room were like sanded and ready to be stained, but we haven't been able to actually stain them. Well, Caleb stained them yesterday. So now they're dark brown, and like my dream is coming true. I've always wanted dark hardwood floors, and it's happening. It is literally almost done. It's not finished, so it's not like shiny or anything. Just the first layer of stain has been put down, so Caleb will finish it in the next couple days. I think it has to sit for like 72 hours before you can like finish it with like the gloss. So it looks matte right now. It's not how it will look, but the color is there, and I cannot wait to show you. But I'm going to paint these first, and then we can venture upstairs. Just finished Notes on an Execution by Dalya Kufika, and I'm still sprinting on my Patreon with Daryan and Jenn, but there's like 9 minutes left of the last sprint, and I want to try to update you really quick. So number one, this is the third book I've finished this week, which is insane. Super happy about that. Two, I left my camera batteries at the new house, so my camera's dead, so that's why I'm on my phone. Also, this whole vlog, I've just been pretty lazy and not really caring if I'm using my phone or my camera. And three, Notes on an Execution. I think that it was okay. Okay, I did like it. And I'm pretty sure I told you what this one was about. I think that the book was really interesting for all of the different point of views that we got, because we got the main character, Ansel, who is the serial killer. We got the cop that brings him to justice. We got like sisters of the women that he killed. And we follow these like different timelines and these different situations going on throughout these years of this man doing what he's doing. And I think that in and of itself was very interesting. I liked how the story was told, and I do think that it was pretty good. But now that I've finished the book, I'm kind of sitting here wondering what entirely happened. Like, I feel like it was 300 pages of not a whole bunch. There were really good conversation points of our prison system and how messed up it is, and how like our tax-paying dollars are being used for all of these broken system things going on. You know, like the conversation of our prison system and our justice system is something that I am not even going to try to touch on in this video, but I do think that this book definitely brought up some really good points, and I think those little like reality checks really made this book feel more real and a little bit higher tier for me, I guess, because otherwise, like, I feel pretty lukewarm about it, and I was not expecting this, because while I was listening to it, while I was reading it, I was having a good time. I was very interested. Like, I was definitely like thinking about the book when I wasn't reading it, wanted to continue, but after all is said and done, I feel like it was just pretty good. I don't know. I mean, I definitely want to go through my annotations and kind of think about it a little bit harder, because this is actually my book club pick this month, so we will definitely be going
going into this pretty in detail in our live show for sure. And I think it's going to be a really good one because I think that there are a lot of different takes that you can have with this book. If I had more time and I didn't have to get back to sprints right now, I could tell you a little bit more about them, but also I want to keep some of my thoughts under wraps until that live show happens. But until then, I did like the story, but I do think that I was just a little let down coming off of 2 5-star reads. I think I was comparing this a little bit too much to how I felt while reading my last 2 books in this vlog because those were so phenomenal and I had such a great time with both of them. So maybe that is this book's downfall, even though it's not a real downfall against this book, you know what I'm saying? So regardless, I still had a good time and I'm glad that I read it, obviously. I'm looking forward to talking about this with my patrons in detail, but until then, it's like 1 a.m. now, so I'm gonna go to bed. We will be going back over to the house in the morning. Obviously, I'm gonna finish painting that vanity and I will check in later.
What are you doing in there?
Ew. He looks like poop.
He looks like a poop. What is he doing?
Ew. Hey, what's up? We're back in my scary basement, and I'm actually really excited for today because 1, I will be finishing painting this vanity, and I'm having a lot of fun painting. It's really relaxing. Doing all that trim color yesterday in this like pinky color, it was really nice. I was having a great day, and I'm really excited to see what it's going to look like at the end of today. But also really excited because I'm in my creepy basement, and I'm starting my last read of this readathon, and it's only fitting that it be something scary. I'm expecting it to be scary, at least. It is The Haunting of Ashburn House by Darcy Coates. I have not read anything by Darcy Coates before. This is a first. It is a scary story. What I know is that this house has been subject for rumors for close to a century. Its owner, Edith, refused to let guests inside and rarely visited the nearby town. And then Edith died, and her only surviving relative named Adrian inherits the property, and she moves in with her pet cat, which I'm so excited that there's a cat because I feel like every scary haunted house needs a cat character. Anyways, Adrian doesn't believe in ghosts, but it's hard to ignore the unease that grows as she explores her new home. Strange messages have been etched into the wallpaper, an old grave is hidden in the forest behind the house, and eerie portraits in the upstairs hall seem to watch her every movement. Sounds classic. Very excited. As she uncovers more of the house's secrets, Adrian begins to believe the whispered rumors about Ashburn may hold more truth than she ever suspected. The building has a bleak and grisly past, and as she chases the threads of a decades-old mystery, Adrian realizes she has become prey to something deeply unnatural and intensely resentful. So, what I hear is that Darcy Coates writes really good haunted house stories. I love a good spooky paranormal haunted house story. I am literally super excited. I'm nervous for being in this creepy basement to be reading it, but I think that that's going to add to it. I'm nervous, I'm excited, and we're gonna mix this paint up and get into it. Prison Mike making another debut. Hello. What? Who? Hello? Hello. I'm back at home now. I finished painting the vanity and I was driving home and realized I never showed you what the end result was and what it looked like. But also it needs to dry before I can put it all together. So I'll show you tomorrow. But it looks really good and I'm really happy with how it's turning out. I am just exhausted. We are so busy with house stuff and I cannot wait for the next 3 weeks to be over, because then we'll be in our new house and it won't be done, but it'll be like at a really, really cool place where we have functional things and we're living there, you know. I can't wait for it. But I also did just finish The Haunting of Ashburn House by Darcy Coates, and as you saw, there were some parts in that book that were really, really getting to me, because let me tell you, the only thing that truly, truly gets to me in like scary thriller, horror, whatever books are when someone is like decrepitly crawling at the main character. Like I cannot handle I can't handle someone crawling on all fours. Like I can't do it. That was for sure happening on the ground and on the ceiling. Like I can't do it. Nor was I expecting it to happen. So I was just unprepared, that's all. Also, let me say something that is going to make some people mad. Are you ready? I feel like The Haunting of Ashburn House is very comparable to Home Before Dark by Rylee Sager. And who did it better? Darcy Coates did. I'm literally not even sorry. And I know exactly why I feel this way, because if you've seen me talk about Home Before Dark in the past, I did a little like spoiler section of it in some vlog somewhere. But while this little thing on the screen is on the screen, I'm going to be talking about spoilers for Home Before Dark and The Haunting of Ashburn House. So skip ahead if you don't want to be spoiled. But I want to tell you why I think that Haunting of Ashburn House is better, or why I just like it more, okay? At the end of Home Before Dark, Rylee Sager went through all of these ways and methods of explaining the paranormal and making it not paranormal, like making it more commonplace and rationalizing all of like the paranormal supernatural things that were going on. And I hated that. It made me so upset. I was like, why can't you just let the house be haunted and, you know, let me like stew in my horror or whatever, you know what I'm saying? And in The Haunting of Ashburn House, it stayed paranormal and supernatural the whole way through, and I loved it so much. Even at the end, when we found out what was going on with, you know, The Haunting of Ashburn House, it stayed paranormal, it stayed supernatural. They didn't try to be like, oh, it was really just some old lady living in the basement fucking with things. No, it was like, no, there's this supernatural person that is like undead and will come back to life if you don't light a candle once a week, like some shit like that. It was really solid. I can't tell if I would want to give it 4 or 5 stars. I know I gave Home Before Dark 3 stars, and I'm tempted to give this at least 4.5. That's how I'm feeling about it. The ending ended up being really cute. I really, really loved it. I liked it a lot. And it was awfully cool to be chilling in my scary basement painting while reading the book. It was really, really fun. It was a great atmospheric time, and I'm really glad that I picked this book up, because I was contemplating just like not doing the prompt with haunt in a title, but I'm super glad that I did. I have had such a great reading week, honestly. I'm so stoked with all my choices, and I technically have finished the readathon, which is super fun. Tomorrow is the official last day of the readathon, but I do work tomorrow, so this will be my like signing off of the reading portion of this vlog. But before I actually like close out the vlog, I will show you some b-roll of the painted vanity. Kayla will be finishing our hardwood floors this week, so I'm not sure if I will be able to put it actually in its place, because the floors might be wet, you know, they might be curing. But at the very least, I will give you a sneak peek of what those floors look like, as well as what that vanity looked like. That literally took me 2 days to paint. There were so many like fine detail lines, it's absurd. So very excited to show you guys those things. But all in all, I mean, this readathon was super successful. Really stoked about it. Thank you for watching. So that is technically all that I have for you today. Thank you so much for being here and hanging out with me for a little bit. If you are still watching, then leave the ghost emoji down below in the comments. And while you're down there, don't forget to subscribe and like the video. I always appreciate your support. And of course, be kind to one another and happy reading. Bye.